Hey, welcome to the Michelle Mission. 2 men, 1 podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, a.k.a. Len, and as always, I'm joined by my partner.
Hey, this is Vincent Williams.
We are continuing in the month of Bootober as we bring you all the spooky black movies that you like. And tonight, we've got something just a little different for you with a little spice. I don't know why I did it in an accent like that.
What was that?
I have no idea. And now I can let go of the accent. But
no, it returns.
There's more.
The ghost of bad accents. You're haunted for Halloween.
This is why we don't do foreign movies, right here. You don't know how to act.
Exactly why.
You don't know how to act.
You're disrespectful.
So we stay right in the pocket of the States.
All right. But
Except
no,
for tonight.
our guest had to bring in an international flair to the Michelle Mission as we are going to be reviewing from 2017 Good Manners, all the way from Portuguese, and brought to you by our very special guest, the interdisciplinary artist, writer, actor, just gifted individual.
A hyphenate.
There you go. Multi-slashed. The multi-slash Wi-Moto Nyoka here on the Michelle Mission. Wi-Moto, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. Good to have you.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to our podcast.
Yes.
Where we podcast. We're
you want to get into
podcasting.
it? Because I will do this on camera.
We can do this.
Oh,
on
we
camera.
know.
It's a video podcast, or it needs a new name. This whole setup needs a new name, I think.
How about a vodcast?
A vodcast is good. Yeah, because there was blog and then vlog, so why not a vodcast?
Why not a vodcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to our vodcast.
Our vodcast.
Yeah, let's see if that catches on.
Okay, all right.
Let's see if anybody is with me on the whole. If you have a multicam setup, it is not a podcast. If that's what is required, and we should have a new name.
All right. Well,
Welcome to our podcast.
Vodcast.
welcome to our vodcast. Missionaries, as we stream live from Young Chunk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace, to all points north, south, east, and west. And that means all of you who are watching us as we stream live on YouTube. Hello, missionaries.
Good evening, one and all.
Okay, Wi-Moto, for all of you out there who do not know, Wi-Moto is the creator of Dusky Projects, correct?
Yes,
I am
this
getting
is
that
correct.
I
This
am
is
getting
correct.
that correct. All right, thank you. And Dusky Projects is also the home of your podcast.
It is a podcast.
And it is a podcast.
Yeah, there's no video.
Okay.
It's just audio.
All right.
The
All right.
award-winning podcast,
It is.
Black Women Are Scary.
Yeah.
Tell people about Black Women Are Scary.
Well, it's all in the title. No, it is a podcast that celebrates and produces BIPOC writers in horror. So it's radio dramatic. We produce short horror stories, and then there's follow up with the author, an interview with them, as well as other podcasters that also like to talk about people of color in horror in particular. Come on and do like a review of, okay, this is what how we felt in the podcast. We'll like write drabbles and read little flash fictions that we come up with. Like, it really was meant to be a hub for authors in the genre. So if you are excited about horror in any way, or sci-fi, fantasy, you would come to this podcast and be able to learn about legacy folks and up and coming folks.
Okay.
And that was, so we had about 4 seasons, and now I have, like Mark Maron, and like the 4th season was like, thank you very much, and it's moving into a live space. So we just had our maiden voyage of that at the Aubrey Arboretum. So it was Black Women Are Scary live. We had live sound design. And then performance of the story. There's 2, one from our first season and a new one that no one had heard. And then around an actual campfire with s'mores and hot cider. So it was like
very nice.
telling you spooky stories around the campfire for reals.
Nice.
And everybody gathered around and read the stories. We would talk in between, and then afterwards we could just hang out on the property.
Nice.
So that was last Thursday.
Okay.
And
Now,
it was,
what made you move it from the podcast space and wanting to do more of the live?
believe it or not, that was always the idea.
Okay.
I actually always wanted it to be I'm reading new works, or I get an actor, like kind of LeVar Burton style, just like the one actor doing a good reading. And it would be a dinner party. And we would all like be able to eat, listen to this story, and talk shit. Like in the middle of it and around. And then the podcast was actually going to be the audio recording of that.
Got you.
Of that event though. But like this could travel around, and you know, you would be able to hear it like different. You'd basically just be invited to an interesting dinner party.
Okay. Very
Right?
nice.
And we were all set to go in March of 2020.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then that happened.
Pandemic.
And so then it was like, I guess it has to be a podcast. But then I was like, all right, well, if it's going to be a podcast, then I'm going to do like a fully radio style audio design type of thing. And I was very inspired by LeVar Burton Reads. And I was like, oh, I want to do something like that, only for, you know, very inspired by LeVar Burton Reads. Like he was just reading stuff that made him happy because he's LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
So mine was like genre specific, but it was like the same thing of just there's so many authors that are not really getting their flowers typically because, you know, I produced a lot of women in the genre. So, and you know, they were all women of color. So like behind the mic, it was sound designers, voice actors, all like BIPOC folks, mostly women, just a roster of all these people that you could be hiring.
Right,
was my point.
Right,
which I think is why we got an award and why we got grants and whatnot. And now it just feels time. Like it felt time because it created like the right time because it was creating this in the pandemic, a community. Like I would even have like virtual showcases for the author so people could like meet up and meet new people and meet the author.
Yeah.
I called them macabre mixers. So like that made sense because we couldn't go out and we couldn't be together.
Right.
Now we can be together.
Right.
So it makes sense to go back to the original idea
Right.
of like in person, here's a space where you can socialize, meet new people, make new friends, and feel safe doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I feel like that human experience of that is hard to come by. People are lonely, and it is scary going out. Like you don't know the people, you don't know. They haven't been vetted. It's like so easy to like just be scared of new people.
Just feel like alone.
Yeah. And like I meet a lot of people who are like they don't know about how to go up and talk to new people. They want to meet new people, but they never want to leave their house because they're like, I don't know. And then when they do, like something awful happens, it's like then there was a shooting or there's a curfew or there's or you know, one person voted for whoever. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's just so much scariness going on.
Right. And it does seem like you have a window to make friends, and then when that window closes, it is. Yeah.
I also think that we have not acknowledged what COVID really did to us.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
Like people aren't the same.
Yeah.
And there's been no time for us to be like, hey, that affected me. And can I debrief with you? Like there was no time for that. And I'm like, I still remember spraying down my groceries and you want to act like that didn't happen. And I'm like, they ran out of room at the morgue. And I remember watching that on the news and you want me to just act like it's fine now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm a little mad about that. So like, I get it. Like people have developed social anxieties they maybe didn't have going in.
Right. Right.
True.
Well,
so
that's
this
great.
is why it's like, let's take it back to story time, campfire, s'mores, like back to the beginning. So we did that. People enjoyed it. The library enjoyed it too. Like the space that we're working with. It's like really me and whoever I invite along to him and Gabe of the Ghouls Next Door, who also a great podcast. She's the sound designer. And we're gonna hopefully do it again in December.
Oh, excellent.
These are like little play tests, ideas. You know, I want to like do it different parts on the grounds before I really am like, okay, this is what it is, and do like an official launch. So
nice,
very nice.
Yeah,
well, I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Where did your whole you enter into horror? Like, when did horror become like this thing for you?
Oh, I always say that being unpopular is how that happened.
You were unpopular?
Yes, I was very unpopular, and being like a weird black kid. I think that's I don't know anybody who's involved in genre that wasn't a nerdy, weird, unpopular black kid. So when you are somebody who spends recess in the library, you find books where you get to battle monsters and triumph. And horror novels were the only places where girls got to really do that, really had superpowers, had like were leaders in the gang of whatever, and had a function in the Scooby Gang, or you know what have it, and and had adventures and triumphed over great evil. There were very few genres where you would really see that for anybody that wasn't male identified.
And you would fold the final girl into that?
I
That's
mean,
sort of the hero?
You know, it's interesting because the final girl I discovered recently from Sarah Sentry, who also has a podcast. She's great. She's a writer, and she told me that that final girl was coined by, it's called like Women and Chainsaws is the book or something like that. It's like a retrospective on her. Right. And like, so the final girl, it's really also about slashers that the point is, it's not that all kinds of people don't die in slashers. It's that the final girl is targeted because she's a woman and has to die because she's a woman. So I don't know about that one being the example that I'm thinking of.
Right, that's what I wanted.
Because that's like, that feels like that wasn't made by women and it's not for women. You know what I mean?
That's kind of what I was trying to.
Absolutely. Was there an IP or a story or one that kind of like really you locked on to first?
I'll give you authors. Lois Duncan. I just want to name drop Lois Duncan, if I may, because everyone's always like R.L. Stein. I was like, yeah. And Christopher Pike, like, no, for like young readers, it was like R.L. Stein and Christopher Pike were like the heavy hitters, putting out all the things. But Lois Duncan was also writing for young audiences, and like her work, her novels, and then later Anne Rice.
Of course.
Anne Rice. Or L.A. Banks. Is that, am I saying the name?
Yeah, I think L.A. Banks. Yeah.
So Lois, and then like obviously then there's just like the other ones that are, you know, Judy Blume, all the things. But for genre, Lois, and then I want to put Toni Morrison on this list. I want to put Beloved. People want to act like that's not a horror novel.
That's 100%.
Yes, it is.
We actually are documented. We reviewed Beloved during Halloween.
Yeah.
Because we said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, and then let's do Isabel Allende as well. Now we're getting into magic realism, but now I'm like, let's put some Latinx horror on there, which operates by different rules, right? We're not talking about jump scares or nothing. It's like macabre fairy tales, right? Like anything and everything Guillermo del Toro does, right? You know, like Pan's Labyrinth is not thought of as a horror film, but I'm like, give me a break. That table with the pile of kid shoes in the corner.
I find it horrifying.
Oh my God, do you remember this scene? I'll never forget it. And that guy just there like this with the eyes on his hand.
That's what I'm saying. The guy with the eyes on his hand, that's right there. It's enough. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so sometimes I feel like with some of these kinds of writers, you know, they're like, here in America, they don't want to open up to the idea that like this is horror. And I'm just like, yeah, U.S., you be doing too much.
They be, you know.
You be doing too much. But yeah, being unpopular, I think, is key. Is key in making any kind of genre work because it is outsider art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
True.
I've often said I'm suspicious of people who've been attractive their entire lives.
That's a moving target, though, right? Like, I was bullied, but I was also in a predominantly white space.
Oh, so maybe in another time, another place.
Or they knew that I wasn't ugly, and that was why they went out of their way to say so.
That's what.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm
That's what-
saying?
yeah.
So like, so
Maybe
being
popular.
yeah,
your entire
popular.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, who's attractive is political,
There's a podcast right there.
right?
Or maybe that should be a vodcast.
Vodcast.
You
That's
probably
what
need
it
a
is.
video component. for that.
Exactly. So
Right.
that would have to be.
Or
a
you would
podcast.
not have a video component as like a kind of like
Oh,
you
political
can't
statement.
Right.
see our faces.
Right, right,
You
right,
can't
right, right.
tell if we're beautiful.
Right, right.
Wi-Moto coming over here. She's just creating.
I'm just making up things, y'all. Vodcast though.
Podcast.
Vodcast.
There you go. Vicious Marshmallow says podcasts without videos are like cassette tapes in a digital world.
But we were arguing for that before we start taping
absolutely
them.
were.
So
Yeah, no.
I think you might be defending it.
Indeed. Indeed. All right. Let's get on with the show. Thank you, Wi-Moto.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Glad
get
you're
into-
here.
And we're going to get into the review manners in just a little bit. What we have, business that we have to take care of. So
Okay.
sit tight and
All right.
Hang out.
enjoy the ride.
All right.
I love Wi-Moto. The best scare at a movie ever. Let me tell you. She just screams in your ear.
It's fun. That's like the point. Oh my God. When we went to see Weapons, they were all so uptight. They
Yes,
were such
they were.
good students. I was like, yell, you guys. It's hilarious.
It's interactive.
The children are running.
She was so upset.
It was so funny.
It was so funny, especially at
You laughed so hard. We were crying laughing. People were commenting about how much we were laughing.
Look, the end of that movie
It's
is
hilarious.
maybe one of the best things you will see on screen in
Ah.
2025.
Still haven't seen it.
All right, it's streaming now.
I know.
I mean, spoiler alert, whatever.
It's on the list.
Okay, that the largest short list on earth.
It is.
Let's get to your emails, missionaries, or as we like to call them.
Missives from the missionaries.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're going to read some emails?
Not a lot, but a couple.
There's a different word. Cassette, MP3. They acknowledge.
Very good point. Good point. All right, Mrs. from the missionaries, Vincent. We have an email from Michelle Jacobs,
Hey, what's up, Michelle?
aka the DJ Tribble. Hey, shout out Black Tribbles all forever.
I loved Black Tribbles. DJ Tribble. Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello, Len, Vincent. I can't wait to hear your excitement about the return to the big screen of The Last Dragon for its 40th anniversary.
Yes.
Aren't you excited, Lynn?
Signed, Michelle, the DJ Trouble.
That's the
Wow.
whole letter.
That's
That's
whole
the
thing.
exact whole letter.
I can't wait to hear your excitement about the 40th anniversary of The Last Dragon.
You are the
a
last
fan?
dragon, Lynn. You
Are
possess
a
the
big
power
fan
of the glove.
Last?
Here's the thing.
Oh boy, here we
No.
go.
Here's the thing. Now, I understand that this is the 40th anniversary of The Last Dragon this
Right.
year. It's in theaters now, actually,
Just
here
sobering.
in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
We screened The Last Dragon last year, wasn't it? For the screening series. We screened The Last Dragon.
I don't.
We did.
Did we? I don't.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We
all
did.
right.
We did. Because
Okay.
I was with someone who this was their first time.
You're right.
seeing
You're
The
right.
Last
We
Dragon.
did. You're right. You're right.
And they were like,
right.
this is what everybody's getting excited
Yeah,
about? I was
yeah.
like, that's what I've been saying
Yeah.
for 40
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. So I will let everybody celebrate
Yes.
the 40th anniversary of The Last Dragon. If you are a fan, go see it on the big screen. It deserves to be seen on the big screen.
It does.
If you liked it then, perhaps you will still like it now. No, to answer your question, I'm not a fan of The Last Dragon,
Okay.
but I recognize it as the cult classic that
Sure.
everyone loves.
It's true. We do.
I believe we actually have a Bruce Leroy Tribble in the house right now.
Oh.
On
Yeah,
the other side of
yeah.
the cameras.
Oh yeah.
But look, God bless. Go with God.
Everything doesn't have to be for everybody.
Exactly. Are you a fan of The Last Dragon?
I mean, I've seen it. I like it. I don't know if I'll go see it on the big screen. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, The Last Dragon.
You don't need to see the glow?
Yeah, I'm not like that about it, but I don't hate, like, I don't hate it. I'm just not, it's not like the one where I'm like, put on The Last Dragon. Like, that's not the one.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think in the right crowd, it'd be great. Like, I think even when it was...
anything in the...
No, not anything. It's lots of stuff I'm not going to see with people.
That's true. That's true.
It's fun, though. Like, that's a movie where you could program the heck out of it.
Absolutely.
Like, everybody come dressed up as a character. We can have a drinking game. Every time every time a black person glows, like, or every time someone says show enough, you got to drink. Like, you know, like, that is... like the Rocky Horror.
I was about
to
say it has the potential to be a black Rocky Horror. It
yeah,
really does.
like you could have like that kind of thing. You could have an MC for that. Like that could get really theatrical.
Okay, all right. So,
and Michael Schultz said that was part of the inspiration for him writing it.
Oh, right.
Watching black audiences go to see karate movies, like the Grindhouse karate movies in the 70s, and he said that black people were so invested and so kind of active. He said, I could write something like that. And remember, the scene in The Last Dragon is sort of a direct reference to his experience.
Yeah.
So,
right.
It absolutely can be.
Yeah, because it does like fit in that, scratches that itch that like I feel like The Last Dragon and Afro Samurai, like, you know what I mean? Like in that like space of like where hip hop and kung fu like or martial arts can like live together. We actually really love that. So I think
I just wish that a movie like Black Dynamite had the same cultural cachet that The Last Dragon has.
Okay.
Because
that one was a good one too.
Because I like it, and I think
it's funny.
I think Black Dynamite is a better film.
Yeah. Well, it's also more recent, so.
Right, and it's very much almost postmodern. Like you can't even compare the two.
When did Black Dynamite even come out?
Like the 90s.
It was not the 90s. It's like 6-7 years.
No,
it's
6-7
years ago.
Maybe 10 years at this point.
It's
2015. I bet it's
very much
older than 10 years.
It's very much a 21st century film.
It's older than 10
I think
years.
it's mid-aughts. I think Black Dynamite came out in the mid-aughts.
Well, it certainly wasn't the 90s.
No, but it's
it
not.
It came out in 2009.
Okay,
mid-aughts.
So
that's what I said.
Wrong.
Barack Obama's presidency.
Sure.
That's when it came out.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Right. So
it's a mid-aughts movie. Yeah. So it's far enough in where it can comment on something like The Last Dragon. Right. Like it can do that.
Right.
So, but like on a lineup, like if you were doing a block or a weekend, you would do like The Last Dragon.
I would do The Last Dragon.
Black Dynamite.
I would do
Afro Samurai, the movie, not the series.
Yeah, see, but the only reason I wouldn't do Afro Samurai is because Afro Samurai, I think, is a serious film.
That's true. It is.
Yeah, it's a serious film. I would go, I'm Going to Get You, Sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And...
yes.
Ooh.
Right. It'd be like Afro Samurai and Ghost Dog would go together.
Can I tell you my hot take?
What?
Okay.
I was never a huge Afro Samurai person.
The movie?
All of it, the whole deal. The
deal
movie, the series, I always thought it was more sizzled than steak. Very stylized.
It's very, it is about the visual.
It wasn't a whole lot of there.
Yeah, it's about the visual.
But much like you with The Last Dragon, I'm not going to piss in anybody's cornflakes. Like, if people like it.
Thank you. Thank you for not peeing in my cornflakes.
Yeah, I think I'm rooting for everybody black, you know?
Then there's
that. Right, it's like, I don't want to watch any slavery anything.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like everybody needs to get a check. You know what it's not like I never watched Underground when it was on.
Yeah.
Right? But like I'm glad that I could not watch it, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hear you.
Or like when things are like super like what was that one with Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Empire? Right?
Yeah.
I never watched that either because that's not like really my thing, but I was really happy that it was on.
Sure.
Like I was happy to not watch it and that me not watching it didn't mean that like
it wasn't going to make it.
Right. Like it was fine without
It
you.
didn't need me.
Yeah.
It didn't need me.
I absolutely
When things
understand
come
that.
on and you're like, oh, now I gotta watch this,
Yeah.
and I'm not even really that in, but I gotta
Yeah.
support. Like you go through that whole
Right.
emotional thing
Right.
that no one even asks you to do, but you do it anyway. And I was so happy to be like, I don't have to do this. There can just be options. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the beautiful part about there being so many outlets for
Right.
Black creatives to put their work out there that you know there's a lot out there, so
Yeah.
you can choose what you don't want to like. Hey,
Right.
that don't look like it's for me. I'll go watch this.
Yeah.
All right, we got another email.
Okay.
Okay. Is it long? Is it longer than the other one?
It is a little long.
Okay, that one looks like
This one is from Michael Lockett.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
And just a little bit of background. Michael Lockett is a guest who is discovered the show. So he watches the vodcast and listens
gonna make people mad with that one. Now it's just to be annoying.
he watches the podcast in real time, but he's watching the movies as well.
Okay.
So that he knows what we're reviewing. And then he's going back in time and listening to old episodes.
Oh wow.
So when he sends us an email, it's always a review of the movie we just reviewed, and it's him talking about the old show that he just watched.
Okay.
So last week we reviewed We Strangers,
Yes.
which is, Michael says, I watch a lot of horror movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s this month. Normally, the older things are cheesy, like Leprechaun, or sequels to the big three, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. With that being said, the films that tried to be horror sometimes get me, which brings me to We Strangers. Vincent flubbed this bit, but damn it if you still didn't make this rock stew taste like Mo. The film, although good, feels like there is so much more here that could have been. With so much seeming real or anticipated magical Negro-ness, I think a better telling of the exact same story could easily be done and actually push it into the horror realm. Yeah, we said that. If they had leaned into it, it could have been horror.
Yeah.
It decidedly is not. The Wayback Machine, Drop Me With You Too, and Maori Holmes,
Nice.
Black Star Film Festival,
What's up, Maori?
as you critiqued Queen and Slim. This film, to me, had the setup to be so many great things, and it turned into many stereotypical tropes. Tired black woman. They're going to die because Hollywood, like the nation, likes black death and pain. That notwithstanding, the film is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actors get their shit off in these roles, I feel.
Yeah.
And it does pay homage a little bit to some other two on the run films. Do you think, here's his question, Queen and Slim and other films like Blood Tide, which featured James Earl Jones, or Night of the Living Dead, would be the same or better had the Hays Code never been a thing in Hollywood? Michael personally contends that many black filmmakers and filmmakers of color still grapple with a double standard of how they can portray life and who they can make a hero based on the Hays Code as well as American quote-unquote white culture. All the best, Michael Lockett.
What is the Hays Code?
The Hays Code was put in the, I want to say like the mid to late 30s, and it was just the rules from the motion picture, all the motion picture houses facing pressure from the government at the time about what could be seen on screen. Not that they were showing like any nudity or anything like that, but that's when you all of a sudden had the idea that people could only kiss for a certain amount of time.
Oh, and their feet had to be, both feet had to be on the floor.
On the floor, right. And that the bad guy always had to lose. Always had to lose. And other different rules. And there definitely were some rules about, of course, no black people, no mixing of races,
Right.
or anything like
Right.
that.
Or even implication.
And any implication of it. And I believe there was also some rules in regards to just the appearance of black people on screen.
Yeah.
not hard and fast, but there were some rules about that.
Well, the irony is that the Hays Code also is when they told the movie houses, you got to chill with the real overt racism. Because, like, headed into the war and the rise of Hitler.
Well, that's true, too.
And you know, the whole, like, our whole bit was we're America, land of the free, this, that, and the other.
It was
like,
propaganda.
Right. Like, y'all got to chill with all the blackface and this. So you actually have this weird little slice of films that come out that are weirdly progressive in the depiction of blackness. Yeah, so I'm not sure how that goes to Michael's question.
Yeah, because his question is, do you feel that Queen and Slim or films like Blood Tide and Night would be the same had the Hays Code never been a thing in Hollywood? I don't...
See, I think Night of the Living Dead ends perfectly.
Yeah.
And as far as Queen and Slim, you know, I had deep issues with Queen and Slim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how the Hays Code really...
And I've never seen that James Earl Jones movie.
Me neither.
Well, it's interesting because it's like almost like an alternate timeline. The one where the Hays Code doesn't happen is a completely different movie industry.
Well,
yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, who actually gets to make movies, what movies sell? We don't know what that alternate universe is where the Hays Code was never implemented. I mean, it could be one where people are still doing blackface. Right? But it also could be one where you have a Queen and Slim where they get away with it because you will have like these other, you have a whole, I don't know, black entertainment or people of color entertainment space that was never policed in any way. So it could just, and then the internet comes and it's just like wild, right?
Yeah.
Because it was just standards that we wanted to set for ourselves. So that's kind of an interesting idea of like, oh, if nobody had ever said anything and we were all left to our own devices, what would have happened?
Right.
And the first thing I think is actually when he said like, if the Hays Code didn't come in, I think there'd be more women in film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
you mean behind the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like, I'm kind of like, oh, if that had never been put in place, then because I'm just thinking about like the rules around women in movies and what they could do and on a set and what were the roles that they, not only the roles that they were allowed to play like in front of the camera, but off camera. And then on top of that, what black women were allowed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, if we didn't have to deal with that, we might have gotten an Ava DuVernay. Like, how much farther would Ava DuVernay, like, that's an interesting question. How much farther would Ava DuVernay be, even though she's doing great? But like, how quicker would she have got there in a world where there's no Hays Code? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, you say that, I was actually thinking, you know, our namesake Oscar Micheaux actually made his bones before the Hays Code was implemented. But I'm wondering if the Hays Code is not implemented and he is still out there kind of like doing his thing.
Yeah, I think the thing about Oscar Micheaux is that it was black folks that was doing a lot of censoring with him. Like just that sort of morality.
True, but I'm wondering if
so we have different, but it would be a different Hays Code then.
Right.
It would be a different Hays Code, but I'm wondering if he is still out there doing his thing,
right,
as the real Hollywood structure is being built, because he's right there at the very beginning.
Right, but he has more space.
And he's he's got more space because Hollywood is not Hollywood yet. It's kind of still becoming Hollywood.
Right.
So if he is still out there before all of the rules are implementing, I'm wondering how much inspiration is he to other creatives,
right,
that we could do it, and then to your point, you know, because black people will find a way.
Right.
And then we create our own kind of like industry,
right,
you know, separate outside of Hollywood that maybe thrives. And
right. Because this is what was happening with music. This is what happened with all the other art forms.
Exactly.
Right.
And look where they are now.
Right.
So it is kind of interesting to think like without an external force that's also outside your community dictating terms to you, what happens to your art?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Good question, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We have another email from Corey P.
Hey, what's up, Corey?
Court. Greetings, and hopefully this email reaches you or not. She says that all the time. We get every one of your emails, Court.
Are you on an island?
She don't know if you're gonna read it or not. That's just means to consider it.
I pose a question for you all regarding horror movies.
Okay, all right.
What ideas, this is a good one. What ideas would you like to see in Black horror movies? I was inspired to ask this question from my recent viewing of The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, which we just reviewed, which I have polarizing and rather a hot take about that movie, and Him, starring Tyreek Withers and Marlon Wayans, football and horror. Would love to hear your thoughts. Court, what ideas would you like to see in a Black horror movie, Wi-Moto?
I can tell you some ideas that I'm like rattling around. Okay. So I would really love eventually to get around to this idea I have of doing a period piece, because it intimidates me. I don't do period pieces when I write. So doing a period piece and doing a horror film that's just around the advent of gynecology.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Make this like a full-on body horror, right?
That's
and
good.
It's just like captive Black women trying to escape some evil doctor based on the real evil doctor that tortured Black women to come up. Like just pulling right from like real things, and just like going all the way in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be.
I'll see your history and match it with a horror about the man who was body snatching, sometimes alive Black people, sometimes dead bodies, and selling the cadavers to medical schools in the DMV.
Okay.
When was this? Recently?
I think the early 20th century, late 19th, early.
I was like recently, last year.
Yeah,
I don't put anything past anybody anymore. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
I think body horror with Black people is always strong, just for obvious reasons, because our bodies have always been commodified.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Ooh, y'all got these good period pieces, man.
Yeah.
I don't have anything as interesting as that.
Here's the thing. We've been through some horrible stuff.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of material to pull from.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the trick is to make it a horror movie and not just a documentary. That's the trick.
I'm looking for shitty things that happen to Black people. Which section of the library should I go to?
There's newspapers.
Well, there's history.
Yeah. There's yesterday.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mine is God, I'm sorry. It really is crazy. It's silly. But I would just love to do a horror movie of Franklin from Peanuts just going batshit on everybody else in Peanuts.
Okay.
Why?
Because.
No, but they did like an evil Winnie the Pooh recently, so I feel like
when Charlie Brown goes public domain, Franklin, and I just want to see him go because look.
So the message is the Black kid moves into the neighborhood and then tears up the neighborhood.
He goes ham. Yeah, I don't know. That's my idea.
All right.
But
I'm sorry. Those are your cornflakes.
I'm spelling P.
I apologize.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, all right, I'd watch that. I'd give it a go.
Yeah, I bet I can get that green lit before your gynecology.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
No one's gonna make that. All. That can't even be a movie. That has to be,
what was the?
That has to be like a play or
I was about to say.
Or like
you can Can you get a documentary?
Yeah, what was the TV series about the early days?
Story is probably what I could really do with it.
Right.
What was the TV series about the early days of gynecology? Well, it wasn't that. To be fair, it wasn't that. It was Master of Sex. But that, I guess that wasn't. It wasn't early.
There were
days.
no Black people in that.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't. So it wasn't yours. It's certainly no. It wasn't. It wasn't.
And then here's another one that we could do though. This one I think would sell. You know the doll museum?
Yeah.
Remember that? I just was a friend of mine moved close to where that is, and I happened to be going home from their place and saw that, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I texted them about it, and they were like, they sent me this article about what that was and the pictures, and I was like,
Yes.
this is so creepy.
Yes.
And they were like, this would be a great setting for a horror film, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And then we just started riffing off of like all of those little black dolls actually being like trapped souls, and like then it could just be like the person who works at the doll museum and whatever shenanigans they get up into because of the trapped souls, because those dolls look like they come to life.
Yeah.
And
That's
I wonder
horrifying.
what happened to that collection too.
I don't know, but I hope people are keeping an eye on it.
All right, well,
Yeah,
that's
no, they're
been
cursed
Wi-Moto Nyoka here on the
I was
Michelle
about to
Mission.
say,
'Cause you can get the fuck
I
out.
was about to say that's
That's
a
a
lot.
good one.
That
That's
is a good
one.
That might be a little too good.
Yes.
No, because like
Yes.
the dolls. Look, Chucky is famous for a reason. We all kind of think that dolls
We still on the dolls.
are
Yeah. See,
cursed.
See, look,
you're actually scared every time I say evil doll. You're like,
Look, Vincent has his triggers. I have my
Yeah.
triggers. Dolls
Yeah.
are definitely a trigger.
Dolls,
Yeah.
puppets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, puppets.
yes.
I watched over the pandemic. I said, you know what? How scary can it be? It scared me when a kid. How scary can it be? I watched the movie Magic with a very young Anthony Hopkins.
Why would you do that?
Because I said
movie.
it was.
Oh, my
it was like in the
goodness.
70s. I'm
What
like,
is that?
how
Oh yeah,
can-
this is fundamental 70s scary movie.
It's Anthony Hopkins. He's a ventriloquist.
He's a ventriloquist. There you go. Everything you need to go.
That's all you need to say.
No.
And
I didn't even know Prince of that still existed.
look, and I
Then
watched
his
it.
doll comes to life or something.
Oh, well, you know what? You get what you deserve.
Well, first of all, I set myself up because I did this during the pandemic. So I'm
I don't know
alone.
why. Yeah.
I'm in my house.
That was
I'm
a
like,
bad idea.
how scary can this be anymore? Dude. And it was at night. It was the lights were out. Like, I had no
Oh, yeah, okay.
popcorn.
So you did this on purpose.
I was about to say, you making decisions.
I made it
about
through the
your own
movie.
life.
I
Oh.
did make it through the movie.
Good for you.
So, but yeah, dolls is no.
Yeah.
I don't watch
The doll
Chucky
museum.
anymore. No.
The
Yeah.
doll museum.
I ain't watch Maven.
You don't even have to change the title. That's the title of the film.
that's it.
The doll museum.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's our emails. But Vincent, I did want to share with you
Okay.
because
Sharing is caring.
we do have patrons, missionaries who are following us on Patreon,
Mm-hmm.
and we recently put up our the most recent episode of the Binge Lounge. Where
Okay.
Vincent breaks down the Medea cinematic universe.
Right. Medea's genealogy.
Yes. And we heard from
Wow.
I don't know the Lord's
missionary Rhonda Smith in regards to that. She said, "Sirs, thank you for your service. I won't remember any of what I just heard, but boy, was it entertaining."
For your service. Your service of watching all the Medea films and breaking them down.
Look.
How many are there?
Oh, at this point,
At
it's
least 20.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the movies is probably 8 or 9, and then when you fold in the plays,
Yeah, it was
and the
like
TV
right,
fold
and
in
the
the plays?
TVs in the show. But look,
Did you fold in the plays in this
you
retrospective?
you kind of have to.
I see. Okay.
Because they are all interconnected.
Okay.
But the deal is, Lynn's heard this so much, he already knows it. In Diary of a Mad Black Woman,
Yes.
Cicely Tyson plays Medea's daughter-in-law. So old ass Cicely Tyson
Your
is
brain is
supposed
trying
to be
to- your brain
is trying to do
younger
the math
than
there,
Medea.
right?
See that look on your face?
So Medea is an immortal?
That's what I.
This is part of
Oh my God!
how
is Medea-
old
There can
is
only be
Medea.
one. There can
is
only be
Medea-
one.
Yeah, no. Is she Blade? Is
Dude,
she actually
Dude,
Blade?
I'm
He's a
telling you.
Highlander.
It is. This is a kind of thing where, and we. All right, $5 for the Patreon.
$5 for the Patreon.
$5.
And Vincent breaks down the Medea family tree. And, believe it or not, you may find yourself sympathetic for Medea. I actually did. When he broke down the tree, I was like, oh, Medea, I felt for her. I shed a tear for her.
Maybe a demon.
like a demigod. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Maybe an Orisha.
yeah.
Or
It's
like the child of an. You know how sometimes the gods will get with humans.
Oh,
And
yeah.
have
Oh,
their,
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
weird
yeah.
Little, like
Oh,
hybrid
yeah.
babies. So like an Orisha got with a regular person, and that's Medea.
it's something going on there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
She's mystical.
yeah,
She is.
Okay.
And $5, that's all it
$5.
takes. Help support the show. Go to patreon.com.
Lynn did the
At the
genealogy
show
of Captain Crunch.
I do.
The genealogy of Captain Crunch.
Yeah, that's coming up on Serial Killer.
which is it is
It's as long as the Medea genealogy.
it is
Wow.
disgraceful with what American business puts in front of children. Absolutely disgraceful.
I recently tried to watch the Twilight things.
Okay.
I had seen the first one and I didn't get into it. And then a friend of mine showed me the last part of the last one, like the big fight scene. And I was like, oh, that's where it ends? Huh. And so then it was on like Pluto, right? And I was like, oh, let me try this New Moon. And so in terms of the whole, it's terrible what they subject children to. I was actually offended as somebody who enjoys like YA horror, right? Like I'll watch all I've aged out and I'm watching like Teen Wolf and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and all the strange, like all the things. And in the lineup, I'm like, this is really hostile.
Yeah.
It's really hostile to young people. So I hear you. Like sometimes you go back and you look at these things and you're like, wait, this is what we were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I was surprised because people loved Twilight. They loved it. And I was like, all right,
Yeah,
let me see. But I was like, this is kind of mean and also kind of conservative. I was
Well,
Well,
I was gonna say,
surprised
you
by
gotta
that.
look at
old
who
girl,
loved it.
right? Old girl that wrote it has like, she definitely had an agenda. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That conservatism that you see isn't an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Thank you for all your emails. If you want to share your thoughts with us, you can email us at michellemission@gmail.com. And right now, before we continue with the show, we want to do something very special. We want to give a shout out to a good podcast, a good friend of ours. And that would be, as I bring up the link here, Sticky Note Conversations. with
Yeah.
Erica Washington. Or, as it goes, Sticky Note Conversations with Erica Washington, which is a podcast.
Can a podcast have a theme song?
I mean, I get, yeah. Why
Okay.
not?
All right.
Why
Okay.
not? Why not? That's the audio. That's
Okay.
audio.
There you go.
And it's an earworm. It's there. Sticky
Yeah.
Note Conversations available wherever you find podcasts, Apple, Spotify, where Erica has very interesting conversations with thought leaders in the Black community and in and around her city of Las Vegas. Sticky Note Conversations. Check it out. Great podcast. And now it is time for the Game of Kings.
The Game of Kings.
That's right. It is time for 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin.
Side hustle you got going on here.
Yeah, it's 6 Degrees of D'Urville Martin, where I give Vincent 2 actors, and he has 6 movies or less to connect them to D'Urville Martin, that man of many moods of the 70s. And he has a very special lifeline with him, as we have Wi-Moto Nyoka of Dusky Projects, Black Women Are Scary, here to help him.
All right.
Vincent, we're going to keep this in theme.
All right. Werewolves. We gonna do werewolves?
No.
Okay.
But we are reviewing Good Manners
Yes.
tonight,
Yes, we are.
which is listed on Wikipedia as a dark fantasy.
Okay. Dark fantasy.
All right.
Dark fantasy.
So these will be actors who have also appeared in dark fantasy films.
And what makes it a dark fantasy?
Wikipedia said it was.
We could be a dark fantasy.
Yes. All right. So
Is it like a medium fantasy and light fantasy too? Or I'm sorry. Please continue.
I mean, I have thoughts as to why they call it a dark fantasy.
All right.
Because racism.
And I will tell you
ahead.
what the dark fantasy film is.
And I
because
can't use
you
that.
can't use that film.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Come on.
So, in 6 films or less,
Okay.
connect D'Urville Martin to
2.
one of the stars of Ridley Scott's Legend,
Okay.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry of Legend. The great Tim Curry.
Great.
I just saw a really cool interview with him.
Yeah, me
Hey,
too.
Tim
Me too.
Curry.
Me too. Okay.
He ate in that too.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. With those horns.
All right. So here we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do with Tim Curry.
Which of the 2 Tim Curry movies are you going to go to?
Well,
The easy or the hard?
I'm not sure what the easy or the hard is, but this is what we're gonna do with Tim Curry. D'Urville Martin is in Sheba Baby with Pam Grier. Pam Grier is in Jackie Brown with Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
Robert De Niro is in Goodfellas with Joe Pesci.
Yes.
Joe Pesci is in Home Alone with what's the little white boy's name?
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Little Macaulay Culkin.
Mm-hmm.
And then little Macaulay Culkin is in Home Alone 2 with Tim Curry.
Home Alone 2, full title.
Lost in Manhattan.
Lost in New York.
Curry was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
he
ma-
plays
he's
the maitre
d.
d'.
At the hotel.
At the hotel.
Oh my God. I don't even remember that. I don't remember the second one. I barely remember the first one.
They're very good, Vincent.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, the hard would have been Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right.
Right.
I was thinking about, but I forget because I would have used Old Girl and I forgot her name.
Susan Sarandon?
Is that Susan Sarandon?
Janet?
Yeah.
That's Susan Sarandon.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's her
Janet.
debut. Yeah.
Now
And another name in there.
Now to make
Barry
it funky,
Bostwick.
I was about to say, but you know, I would have tried to use Barry Bostwick in Megaforce.
Yes, I know.
But I couldn't. Could I get to Megaforce? Can I get to Megaforce?
Do you know? Well, now you know.
Old girl in Megaforce, is she the same? And excuse me if this is wrong. Persian. Is that the same Persian actress who's in Star Trek, the motion picture?
Which Star Trek?
The first
The
one.
very first one.
The first one.
Is that the same actress or am I being inadvertently
Which
racist?
No, that is the first. That is her.
Okay.
Now, but do you know her name?
No, not at all. I don't know her name at all. I just know she's in Megaforce.
Persis Kambata.
Persis Kambata. So,
And her and Barry Bostwick are probably the.
No. That's, I mean, who else is in Rocky Horror that you would think of?
No. I'm
right, in
I'm thinking of
Megaforce.
Megaforce.
Well, old boy is in the Warriors. Remember the dude?
Right.
Remember the dude, the American dude, not the dude from Texas? Remember Are you familiar with Megaforce?
No.
The greatest science fiction film of 1982.
No.
I'm mad you got the year right.
It's basically a G.I. Joe movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name is in Megaforce too?
Who?
Dude, the dude who plays the bad guy. He was in the
Henry Silva.
Henry Silva.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's the only other name.
Yeah, and Henry Silva is in is he in Ocean's 11?
The first one, yes.
Yeah, so right.
It's
So,
like the original. Yeah.
right. So Sidney Poitier, he's guess who's coming to dinner? Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier is in Porgy and Bess. No, Porgy and Bess with Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. is in Ocean's 11 with Henry Silva. Henry Silva is in Megaforce with Barry Bostwick, who is The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's just so you
with
can say
Tim
Megaforce
Curry.
one more time. That's all. You just want to say Megaforce.
Because it's
as often as you can.
Megaforce. It's
often as you can.
Megaforce.
I
They
know.
have motorcycles that flew.
Wow.
It's a
Man, I was like 10 years old. You talking about nerds. I had a nerd tear come down my, like when at the end where the motorcycle starts flying, I said, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my 10 years of life. And one day motorcycles will fly.
Did they just fly? Like, tell me how the flying happened.
So
Is it like you hit a
fins come out the side.
you hit a certain speed? You have to hit a certain
There
speed
is.
and then
There
the
were two
lights-
buttons. Like you hit a button and the fin comes out, the fins come down. Then there's another button where the flames come out the back, and then you fly up in the air.
Okay, you like
And
become,
it's like a screen behind you with a
okay.
picture of the sky.
right. You transform and then all right, but there's still mechanics. It's not like a magical moment where
No.
they like
No.
do it. Like it's not like E.T. where it's like
No,
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 right,
no,
or
no.
or I don't know if you ever saw this crazy musical called Apple. It was a rock music.
Oh,
at the
that sounds
time.
familiar.
It's you want to talk about deep, weird cult movies. So Apple is this movie musical future, like us. It's like a sci-fi punk musical.
I love everything about this.
It's It's crazy.
What year are we talking? Oh,
I don't know. I want to. I
I'm
think it's
looking
like
at it.
late. I think it's late 70s.
Late 70s.
I
That's
love
when
Because-
everything about this.
Because at the end of it, they get in a car that has the top down, and then they just fly off into the sky, and they leave this like
So like
hippie commune.
at the end of Grease?
Yeah, it's like the end of Grease, only inside of a sci-fi punk musical
Oh my god.
about a woman trying to escape a.
Young singers Alfie and Bibi have their big musical dreams when they leave Canada to compete in the World Vision Song Festival. Though the festival's organizer, Mr. Boogaloo, rigs the contest for others to win, he shows an interest in Alfie and Bibi, offering to sign them. But then Bibi is taken in by the evil, wild world of rock and roll, and Alfie is determined to save her, even though Boogaloo says he owns both her and her soul. From 1980's Apple.
It's crazy.
Is it streaming?
It
it
says
makes-
it's on Tubi.
It makes
Is the
no.
best.
We got to get back in touch with David Walker because we had an idea
Right,
about that.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Tubi is the best, and also it makes no sense. Some of the songs are pretty good though,
Okay.
but like it's all over the place.
Wow.
It's a good time.
That is intense.
So there you go, Tim Curry.
There you go.
2 times. Tim Curry 2 times.
There you go. And that was the hard.
And that was the hard.
The easy
Mm-hmm.
would have been Clue
Right.
because he's the butler in
Because he's a
Clue.
Yeah,
butler
no,
in
of
Clue.
course.
And everybody's in
Everybody's in it.
Yeah,
You got
Clue.
Martin
Target
Mull,
rich. Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
You know. All right.
Wait, Catherine O'Hara is in
Not Madeline Kahn, I meant.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Madeline Kahn. Okay.
All right.
Next.
Mm-hmm.
In 6 movies or less.
Mm-hmm. Star of Dark Fantasy.
Star of a Dark Fantasy.
Okay.
Connect D'Urville Martin to
2.
one of the stars of 1981's Excalibur,
Excalibur.
Wow.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. Well, Helen Mirren. Yeah, I feel so cheap with Helen Mirren.
Yeah, because it's kind of easy.
Cause she was in the Fast and Furious.
I was about to say she
Like-
was just in the Fast and Furious.
Like,
She was
yeah.
actually just.
She's in everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
She was on Kendrick Lamar's album.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone loves Helen Mirren.
She's
So we'll just do that one. Let's see, can I get that? Can I do that? And I want to get to Helen Mirren. Interesting. We'll just do Helen Mirren fast. D'Urville Martin, 5 on the Black Hand Side with Dick Anthony Williams. Dick Anthony Williams is in Mo Better Blues with Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington is an American Gangster with Idris Elba, and then Idris Elba is in Hobbs and Shaw with Helen Mirren.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well done, Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. That is how the sausage is made,
Right, right.
missionaries. All right.
All right.
But so we're going to say Excalibur is dark fantasy too?
I'm not going to say Excalibur is dark fantasy. And to be fair, I may have gotten that one because it was like fantasy, because the dark fantasy was, some of them were like real, like, you wouldn't have known them.
Right, right.
Like Italian films.
And I'm thinking they get soft pornish pretty quickly.
But Excalibur, Wikipedia puts it as an epic, dark, medieval fantasy.
How you feel about Excalibur?
I honestly, I don't. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. So I'd have to see it again, to be fair.
I feel like there was a moment when I was 13, I was obsessed with Excalibur.
I've never seen it.
It's
I've heard
not
of it.
Super
I've heard
good.
the name.
Bone.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Spoiler: there are boobs. Fair amount of boobs.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's maybe that's the dark.
I mean, that was a big thing when I was.
Okay, so now I'm like reevaluating what is dark fantasy, because now I'm thinking like the Dark Crystal I think is also considered a dark fantasy.
I
And
would
I'm
consider
like,
the dark.
But
Crystal.
how is fantasy not inherently dark? Because doesn't fantasy mean like dragons and things?
Well,
and,
'cause
like,
I thi-
creatures. So isn't that already kind of like?
Well, The Wizard of Oz
dangerous?
is fantasy, and I wouldn't consider that necessarily a dark film.
I mean, she murders 2 people.
Okay, but still, I guess
Do you remember the Wiz when the like in
The
the
Wiz. The
oh,
Wiz.
there's some
No,
scary
the
moments
Wiz
there.
is different. The Wiz.
Speaking of body horror,
Yeah, the Wiz is dark. The Wiz is dark.
would you say The Last Unicorn is dark fantasy?
Yes.
Okay, but would you say
You feel
never,
that's dark?
the last?
Have you
Unicorn?
watched it recently?
Probably like 10, 15 years.
I watched it recently, like rewatched it recently, and I'm like, this is a heavy thing to watch as a child. Like, there's so many lines in it that are just. There's this part when she gets changed into a human being,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "What have you done to me? I can feel this body dying all around me." That's her line in a kids movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why. So I don't. Are we just the
forgot
wrong?
about that.
She says that.
No, she absolutely does.
What
No,
have you done?
Yeah, I can feel.
I
this
can
body
feel this
dying.
body
Yeah.
dying all around me. And then the entire premise of this is that she has to retain her identity before it gets lost inside of a woman. What? And then she wins, and then she's like, even when she goes home, she can't go home because she's like, I'm the only unicorn who knows regret. I'm like, this is deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. And so, yeah, but then I'm questioning why the word dark in front of fantasy, because if we're going to put all of those films in a line, like Dark Crystal is that, the Never Ending Story is that, you
Never Ending
have to watch
Story is pretty hard.
Artex die, like
Mhm.
Up is sad. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
like,
But-
is
but
it just
then-
anything sad? Like,
Well, to be fair, The Last Unicorn, mind you, this is Wikipedia saying this. So okay, but
Right.
Wikipedia is says The Last Unicorn is an animated fantasy film. Now I wonder if maybe they're making that distinction because it's animated and as opposed to not putting the dark on there. I don't know. It could also be because it's a Rankin Bass production, and Rankin Bass is not known for excellent animation. But I don't. Now I'm looking at it, I don't think I've ever seen The Last Unicorn.
Oh, it's amazingly good.
it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
really
now-
good.
Yeah, it's probably hard to sit through because, I mean,
Yeah.
like the animation and the pacing.
Yeah,
You're
but
kinda
the
like,
story's really good.
The
I have
story
to
is
check it
good.
out. Check it out. I would consider The Dark Crystal definitely dark. Dark.
It's
fantasy.
genuinely scary at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's
it is.
actual horror moments in it.
It
Yeah.
is. And it does. And they do rank that as a dark fantasy film.
So maybe it's just like fantasy that's dealing with larger things. Like The Dark Crystal is actually about genocide. So when they brought it back to Netflix and made it a series, I watched that.
Right.
Yeah. It didn't last long.
No, it didn't. But like, it's a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because it takes place when there's a lot of Gelfling, and then you kind of see like the Skeksis doing their business, and they're slow trying to take them over and convincing some of them to turn on each other, and it just really ends up being a show about colonialism through
right.
puppets. And I was like, this is a lot. I don't know if anybody's gonna.
Right.
I wasn't surprised when it didn't come back, because I was like,
second season.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is the whole, because if you've seen The Dark Crystal, you're like, this ends with all of them dying except for 2.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, when you think about it, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, that's where this is going.
It's interesting. We joked that years ago there was someone who was supposed to be a guest on the show, but they couldn't make it,
Mm-hmm.
and they just haven't been able to. We just didn't get rebooked. But the movie they wanted to review and argue is a black film was The Dark Crystal, and we were interested in having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like both fans of the film, I don't know if I would say it's a black film, but I'm interested in having a conversation. Convince me.
I feel like it's kind of a retelling of what happened to indigenous people.
I think
So
that's
I would
probably
say
where
it's
she was
more of-
going. That's where we were
I
figuring.
feel like it's more of like an undercover indigenous, even though it's not, but it's like kind of snatching that narrative.
Yeah.
But I just remember when I saw it, how afraid I was when they put the little puppet in front of the dark crystal, and you could see it sucking the life out of them.
Yeah.
Like their essence, and even you know what that means, and you know that it's wrong, and you have an understanding of that people will want to do that to you. Like the Skeksis felt like familiar. Yeah, that stuff. Speaking of metaphors, right?
Yeah.
Jim
Right.
Henson.
Oh yeah.
That was a Jim Henson production.
It was.
And the man who brought you Muppets.
The man who brought you Kermit
Yeah.
and all of the Muppets on Sesame Street.
And Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
That too.
I don't know that.
Indeed. All right. And now we're talking to Wi-Moto Nyoka,
We are.
who brought you Good Manners as we move into our review right here
Yeah.
on The Mission. Good Manners, a 2017 dark fantasy horror film, plain Wikipedia, written and directed by Juliana Ross and Marco Dutra, starring Isabel Zhu, Marjorie Estiano, Miguel Laupo, and Saida Moreira. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing any names. The film follows a woman named Clara who takes a job as a housekeeper and nanny for a wealthy woman, only to realize that the job and the pregnancy are more complicated than she initially believed. This was the choice, this international fair, which is in Portuguese, but it hails from a joint venture of Brazil and France. Was brought to the mission by our very special guest of Black Women Are Scary, Wi-Moto Nyoka. What have you to say of Good Manners?
Yeah. So it's not directed by any Black people. So I just want to say open with that. However, I just wanted to put it on people's radar because it's been called so many things. Dark fantasy. I've also seen it called a horror musical. And
Horror musical?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
because they use music. And so,
Yeah.
again, I think it's an interesting, when you're looking at horror that's not from the United States, the lack of language that we have around that. Because people are coming from literature traditions, traditions that are different than ours. And so again, just to circle it all the way back to Beloved, which is done a bit in magic realism, like Toni Morrison talks about that and being very influenced by Latin American writers, and magic realism is just kind of a thing. And so you see that influence in horror coming out of Latin America, right? Where magical things just happen. People will just start to sing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a musical. Like, it doesn't mean these things. It's just not as tight. And so this film to me is like three different it moves through all kinds of genres in a way.
It does.
That I think that's interesting that it just doesn't really seem to care. It's just like whatever we need to tell the story is what we need to tell the story. And I think that Clara is such an interesting protagonist of all the Black women who get to star in any kind of genre thing. She really stands out to me. She's so mysterious.
Yeah.
Why is she alone? Why is she all alone? And they never tell you.
Nope.
You never get an explanation about that. And I'm just I love that. I love that you never explain it. I think it's because she's queer, but you never tell me. She does some hoodoo style things, but she's in Brazil, so I'm that's but when she put the blood in the food, and I was is she casting a spell? Does she come from some kind of candomblé or santeria practice? There's so much that they never tell you about her.
You get hints.
Yeah.
My mother taught me how to do things.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
hints.
You just get these little things, and I never know if she wants to do any of the things that she's doing, or if she just feels like she has to. The actress has such a great poker face.
Oh yeah.
For so much of it,
Yeah.
where
Yes.
it's you never get to know. Clara just doesn't ever let you get to know her. And I thought that was really interesting. Like, in a way, she's a bit standoffish, but I like her. I get a sense of who she is through her actions. And it just, the whole thing also just made me, I felt how isolated she was. I felt how, I guess, alone. She felt like the last Black woman on earth in this film. Like, and there was something about that I thought was interesting, just with the little bit I know about the way Blackness can and work in Brazil specifically. Like, it's a totally different context, right? It's a different way of being Black. And like, so I also think that that's interesting. Like, whenever I see Black people from other places, like, what's it like for y'all? You know what I mean? Like,
what's it mean for y'all? Right?
Yeah. What's it mean for y'all? So like, I do feel Glada's like in a white world, and I feel that very strongly in the film. Yeah. And that plays a part in her decision making. Like, even when she gets with her boss, I'm like, I don't even know if you like her or if it's just like she kissed you, so now you're like, yeah, I gotta do this. Yeah. Like, I thought their sex scene had like a lot of political and power dynamics in it that kind of made me uncomfortable, but I was glad that they didn't even shy away from that. I'm like, it's probably like that. You know, like, she's microaggressed when she's at that bar and that woman's hitting on her. Like, I can feel the like exoticism and fetishism that's kind of coming through. And so there's just like these aspects of it that I feel like, when you were like, is it a Black film? I'm like, it's not written by a Black person, but it feels like there's things about it where I was like, yeah, when you're the only one in the room, like, this is it. And then you end up with this white man. You end up raising this white man. Yeah. Right? Like, and like, then that whole part, like, I thought when the woman had the baby, it's gonna be over. And then the movie keeps going.
Then you saw there's an hour left.
And I was like, where are we going with this? So she's like raising this little white man, and she's basically keeping his beast at bay. And I'm like, is this a metaphor for like the mammy role in like white supremacist patriarchal culture? You know what I mean? Like, cause she's like, don't feed him, don't give him blood, and like, she's trying to like keep him good, like keep it just like, there's just so many, like, keep him in check. And like, and there's so many, I think, wonderful horror moments too. Of like when the kid when the two little kids are in the mall. Like, I felt so bad for his
I was about to say, poor dumb Machio.
Yeah, and then when the little girl at her birthday party comes and she's just like covered in the thing, like, there was so much great like werewolf moments too, because I'm also I'm like a werewolf fan.
Yes, just let you know, it's a werewolf. It's a werewolf movie.
Yeah, so like there was some really great moments there, but just the use of a werewolf and of body horror wrapped up in what may or may not have been social commentary, I'm not sure, but just that Glada never seemed to have to explain anything. No,
not at all. Not at all. Doesn't explain herself, like you said. She basically just appears on screen, and even I like that when she appears on screen, she's going for the interview to be the nanny, right? And in that moment, you know, she's interviewing, you know, the mother. We only because Clara is the first person you see, you get the idea that like, okay, this is the person we're supposed to be following. But in that interview, you're not sure whether or not you're supposed to trust her because she lies. Right. So you're like, okay, well, then who is she? Like, she's not a trusted narrator. Right. So it's like, okay, so where are we going with this? So with me, I'm like a little off balance. Okay, now I'm following her. Okay, so what is her angle exactly? Right. And she doesn't seem to have a good home life. Her landlord like took her clothes and said, until you pay the rent, you ain't gonna get your clothes back. I'm like,
what is this?
What is going on?
What is going on?
But what is going on? Like you said, what is going on with your life? What is happening with you? Which I'm like, you don't know I'm on pins and needles the whole time as she so slowly susses out what's going on with the mother, the pregnant lady, and that she's like, oh, she's getting up in the middle of the night and like you're still here. You just saw her eat a cat. Like, like Vincent,
That was a great scene.
Yeah,
You text me.
I
That's a
said
great
anything
scene.
that happens to her after she saw this woman eat the cat and she didn't leave,
Yeah.
it's on you.
you.
You
Right.
got it.
It's on you.
Right, but to your point, as she is sensing what is going on, because what I felt was that when she cuts herself and sprinkles the blood on the food, it's like she's picking up what's going on.
Yeah.
That girlfriend has got like the mother's got like a little thing about blood, so she's testing these theories, and I'm thinking, has she been here before?
Right.
Is this
It's
familiar
just
for her?
yeah, like just the fact that she thought of that, even if it was to test, like, I wonder if she'll like it more. I'm still like, that's where you went.
Exactly, because like to Vincent's point, everybody else is out the door, so you're still there.
You're still there, like, let me try this out.
and then cut to, she is raising the werewolf, and there obviously is a time jump. You can see from her hair, but along those same lines, if you notice, she's raising the young boy. All of a sudden, she seems a lot more assured. Her hair is out. She's got a good job she seems like she's the boss at her job.
She knows people. Like, she seems to have at least a few friends.
She's outgoing, and it's
Yeah.
almost as if she's found her purpose. This is why I was here, for this young boy. That's what I'm thinking.
To keep him safe, but also, like, she's not just his mom. She's his guard.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Like,
true. That's true too. But
she's
I'm
his
just
ward.
well, yeah, she's the warden. She's the warden. But I'm just wondering, like, is she starting to feel herself like this is what I'm meant for, and this is why she is so diligent about the rules and the construct that she's built up, and I'm like, okay, this is who you are. I don't know.
I don't know, because when things start to go sideways, it's like, then what are how much are you protecting? You know what happened to that kid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They came and asked you, and you know what happened.
But you're protecting your son.
Yeah,
But
and that's
it's
what
not
you
your
do.
son, though. You could have left that baby in the field.
But at this point, it's her son. Like, she raised him.
Yeah.
Look, I
made
She
that choice.
breastfed the wolf.
That was a
like
little.
that.
Look, I loved.
Now she got bleeding nipples.
I'm saying it was a mammy reference anyway.
I think what I had most of all was how much it subverted all of my expectations. And I think part of it, frankly, to something you mentioned, it's a whole different dynamic because it's Brazilian.
Right.
And, like you just said, race works in different ways. It's a little similar, but it's different.
Yeah.
And much like you, I kept trying to kind of get a handle on it. Okay, well, it's social commentary. They're talking about the power imbalance. You have a sexual relationship, and you're uncomfortable with it because of the power dynamic. But then, what do you do with that? And I have to say, I got the sense, like, I found her to be very comfortable in that public space.
Yeah. Like, that was like a lesbian bar. Like, they both seemed like, this is where we go.
This is where we go. Right.
Yeah.
And then just when you kind of have a handle on this relationship between she and the employer, the film changes into an entirely different film.
Yeah.
It does.
And I have to say, I'm like I'm always just trying to pull from my vocabulary that I have.
Right.
I'm like, okay, let the right one in riff, where it's
right.
But then even that, and that's why this is her son. Like, I think you get more of what you're talking about with the guard and kind of keeping them under wraps with the great vampire film Let the Right One In,
Right.
with the little girl vampire.
Yeah.
Like, I found the little bedroom strangely charming. Like
The chains and everything.
she has this back room. You get the sense once a month he has to go back there because he turns into a werewolf. I thought the lights, I thought the teddy bears, I thought she did what
She did what she had to do
she
to make
did
it
what
seem.
she did what she had to do, and weirdly enough, I thought there was a bit of sweetness
Yeah.
to that initial scene where she takes him back there, and
Just the
basically-
fact that it's called the little bedroom.
and she basically tucks him in,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that I
Her
kept
monster
trying
child.
I kept trying to get a hold of it, and it kept zagging when I thought it was going to zig.
Yeah.
Which is, for me, the greatest compliment I could give. To your, I call it the magic realism too. Like I actually put in my notes the first time when she left with the baby and the woman on the steps just starts singing.
Yeah.
And I
know.
said, yeah, sure, why not? Now
Why
we're
not?
Yeah, the
Now we're
chorus.
thinking, Are we
Right,
gonna do
right.
this now? Yeah. Okay.
now.
Because I don't know where this movie is going, so go ahead.
Right. Then
So go
Joelle
ahead.
is missing. Now her and Anna have a duet. Sure, why not? Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was really. I guess, to your point, I think it is a black film
Oh,
because its main character is black. I love how active she is. Like I love how much agency she has. I love how to your point with the blood. Like I liked how she is figuring this out
Mm-hmm.
and making moves for herself, and then throws her a curveball. I got figured out with this kid too. Now I got to figure this out too. Actually, I was a little disappointed with the time jump. Like I actually wanted to see a little more of the construction of this life, and talking about race. Like at no point I like
No one ever asked like,
No
how
one-
is that your child?
how you just showed up with this baby,
With this white baby.
with this white baby.
And everybody's like, anyway,
Right.
that's
Well-
the kid. But again, I kind of feel like this is why I'm feeling like there's a lot of like commentary on the labor of black women.
Mm-hmm, sure.
The expectations of black women, like especially when the employer was alive, like like so many of the times when she would just like be on her high key Becky energy, and I was like, oh my god, I've been trapped in this conversation before. Like in the beginning when she like was just starting to work with her, I was like, I know this woman and I know this tone and I know these requests, and I was like, ugh. Like it was very like activating where I was like, oh, this. And so yeah, like that she can just show up somewhere and have this white child, and everybody's like, well, how many times do you go to the park and you see black women with white babies?
Wow. Yeah. So
Right? So there's like
everyone's assume this is
You figure nanny.
do you know what the idea is that she would probably be the baby nurse after the child was born, and I'm like, I'm familiar with these setups, having worked in early childhood education and like sitting down and hanging out with the nannies. And yeah, they usually are from various parts of Africa, Latin America, or some of the Southeast Asian countries. And if they're white presenting, they're Eastern European. Like that's who's in the park with the baby strollers.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
it is.
who can like it working for the people who can afford that, right? And sometimes it's because the mom works and needs that, and other times
It's
you
just
talk-
because she don't feel like that.
because she don't want to do it. Like
Yeah.
you talk
Like
to some
this
of them.
lady.
Yeah, you talk to some of them, and they're like, no, she's home when I'm taking care of the child.
Mm-hmm.
She just doesn't want to. Or there'll be nannies that are specifically there to deal with a child when they in the night. So I met some where there's like a whole industry of
Yeah.
nannies that specialize in baby nurse. Where they're the ones who will get up at night so that you can sleep. Not that now. Women need help.
Hey.
Women need to sleep. Yes, it takes a village. However, the commodification of that and then the racial politics of who is the person who's doing that is the part where I'm like, I don't know. That I feel ways. And I feel like this film leans into that space, right? Because that's what she's hired to do. And in essence, she inherits this child. Like,
Yeah.
that is what she ends up doing.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
ends up being fully the parent
She's
of
a
this child.
24-hour nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And standing with him all the way to the end.
all the way to the
To the end, her loyalty. I had so many questions about it. Like, I'm like, all right, you love this child, but you know his mom, all the things, and like, is this really Glada's responsibility? And does
Well,
she
she
need
took
to,
on
like,
at that
stand?
point. at that point, she's taken on the responsibility. You can't not. Yes. If I see a little werewolf entangled in an umbilical cord, it's my thought to unravel the cord. No, my fault.
Could you kill it?
I don't know.
Because that scene was interesting, right? She approaches it and you don't know. She gonna leave it?
Right.
She gonna let it die?
Yeah. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could kill it.
Right.
I think
kill it, but let it die.
I think I could leave it.
I was gonna say, I think I could leave.
Yeah, I could leave. I don't. Yeah.
That's between you and Werewolf Jesus.
Yeah. I could leave. I could just back away. Nothing to see here.
Wipe the doorknob.
You know what I mean?
Because you know somehow I'm gonna get blamed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my thinking when she was leaving. How good did she wipe off her her fingerprints? 'Cause she was all over that joint.
Oh my God.
But because to me, if you were gonna just leave it.
Right, don't pick it up and then leave it in the other spot.
Leave it in.
Like, why are you doing all that?
Yeah, or you cleaning it up and take it out and leave it in.
Moses thing going on.
Yeah,
that
or
subway ride where she's got it is hilarious to me. And at that point, when I first watched this, and she's just sitting there like, "Oh God," I'm like, "Glada, what are we doing, girl, sis? Like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, where are you going?
Why you got the werewolf baby with you now?
You ain't even got a house anymore, you know."
I know you don't even work. Like, you ain't got a job, you ain't got nothing. Where we going? Like, what are we gonna do with this? Yeah.
Yeah. So that idea, the time jump, yes, is a little bit of annoying, but yeah, I could have left it, but she made that decision.
Yeah, it worked.
She heard what to her was a baby crying.
Sure, absolutely.
And I don't know, and I don't know if I'm thinking that it's a baby. Because it's one thing to see. It's one thing to see a werewolf baby. It's another thing.
Where there are sentences that have never been uttered in the history of the English language being uttered this evening.
We're all about language here, but it is another thing to probably from her viewpoint have played a little bit of an active role,
right,
in kind of like the rearing, like the seeing that baby come to. She's been monitoring.
Bust out. Okay, can we just talk about the body horror of that moment? Yeah. I screamed out loud because I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I didn't think it was gonna be like an alien.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna do that.
That moment, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
But it was, and it was a lot of blood. I was like, oh God. But
yeah,
she made a decision.
She did make it.
She made a decision.
I thought the special effects were surprisingly effective,
considering that this is definitely a
fairly small budget film.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I wanted to look up the budget for this if it showed. It doesn't show the budget. Doesn't show the budget of the film. But yeah, I thought the special effects were pretty good. I actually also thought, shout out while we're giving props due. Clara is played by Isabel Zua.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Miguel Lopo as Joel.
Yeah,
I thought he was actually an excellent young boy.
Yeah.
I was with him, especially because he definitely plays like, just like a sickly but a cute little son. But when he starts to figure out who he is, and that becomes his mission,
gets a stake.
But you can see the intensity on him without it being like, some, like furrowed brow. He was just a young boy that wanted to, one, find out who he is.
Sure.
And then two, he just wanted to be a boy. He knew the stakes, but he didn't have a full grasp of the stakes. And I think he portrayed the agony of fighting that against who he was very well, considering his young age. I really liked his performance.
And it's interesting that it's a boy, right? Like there's race here, and then there's also gender, right? One of the co-directors is a woman, so I think that the fact that you're starting with a with a sapphic relationship, you know, in a very sapphic space, and like she's pregnant. It's all like woman stuff. And then we move into this. Then we move into the second film. That's the first. There's the first part of the film.
Yeah, we'll go there.
And then there's the second film, that happens inside the film, where you know she's raising this boy, and yeah, it's like you got to keep that aggression under wraps, and if you don't teach like a productive way of doing that, he essentially like wreaks havoc.
Right.
He becomes so dangerous. He can't even be around other kids. And I thought that was interesting too, because it could have been a daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
But they made that a son, and I
Right.
thought that was also intentional.
Right. Oh
Of
yeah.
like what to do with boys. How do you raise boys?
Right.
Right.
The implication is if it was a girl, she could have controlled it better.
Well, I think that, I don't know if that's the implication, but I do think that like that is an assumption that we all make.
yeah.
Right. Like so like why didn't they make it a daughter? Like
Right.
they I feel like the writers knew what they were doing, or at the very least they wanted to explore something, and so they made it a son.
Like you said, that aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
masculine aggression.
Yeah, it just felt, because like he would be in situations, you know, especially when he was at the party, like just that of whole like I'm not a boy who can like get along, right? And the way that especially, I mean, watching it now, again, this was 2017, but even at that point, you know, you had like the incel culture really reaching its peak. So, and again, I'm looking at this through American lens. I don't know what it's, but like I know femicide is a global issue. I know that in Brazil, they're also dealing with that. So I can't help but think that like the fact that it is a son means something.
Right. Right. It means something a little deeper. I can definitely see that. I'm interested. You say, what if it was a girl and they're dealing with the aggression? I wonder if it had been a girl, would there have been more of a spotlight on showing her, teaching a daughter how to handle the aggression? Because with him, it was basically suppress it.
Yeah.
You know, and then lock it away.
Yeah.
You know, to which, because he wasn't, while he was a young boy, he certainly was an intelligent boy, and you know,
he was old enough where you could have walked.
You could have walked him through some stuff.
He was old enough to go to the mall by himself with his friends.
Well, I don't know about that. He was old enough that he came up with the idea. He wasn't old enough that he should have done it. Right. Like because he was younger than his friend, and his friend was 10.
Right.
So
yeah.
They
should have not done that.
They should not have done that.
Right.
But who hasn't?
I mean,
right. Right. But going back to
near the Brazilian Orange Julius. So.
But to your point, they wanted to be kids. They wanted to be boys.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And as we all know, boys will be boys. So
until they're not.
Look, I think they're, you know, it's you know, just the werewolf as the image, and they kind of play with it until he's born and he's a boy. That's sort of, you know, kind of paralleling it with the menstrual cycle. Like at one point, Clara actually has the journal open with the moon, the phases of the moon,
charting it all out.
And you do kind of get this 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Until him being a boy disrupts that.
Yeah.
So I do think there's something there.
With gender.
And again, this aggression. Like so much of him transforming into the werewolf was about aggression.
Yeah.
And, you know, this kind of violence.
He was hulking out.
Blood, red meat. Right.
So like red meat kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what sets it off.
Right. I was wondering, so was it like he was a straight vegetarian?
Yeah, he was.
So like that's all he did. He was eat breads and vegetables.
Yeah, so it really was. Yeah,
that's why he looked sickly.
And I think I remember that scene where he gets the meat, and you know, it's the woman watching him who really undermines.
Yes,
Clara.
she does.
She undermines
Absolutely.
Clara, and I also think that that's interesting. Like just like the way that people think they know better than a mother, and think they know better than, can feel fine with undermining Black women. Because it's like, well, she's in charge. If she said that, like, you don't know, he could have an allergy.
Right.
That's very true.
But like, so who cares, lady, if you think he should eat meat? I said this, you know, and my sister and I will talk about this too with my nephew, like just the things that people think that they can just say to her. Like, you shouldn't do this. And she's got to always check people and be like, you don't tell me.
Right.
You're not doing this.
That's right.
You're not there.
Right.
I don't know why you, you know, so like, there's some of that in there too, which I love. And I do think, because there is a woman who's behind the camera and a part of this, like you get that, like these things that women do to each other,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Yes.
It's not like I don't
Yes.
even remember there being like a whole lot of men that like had lines.
There aren't a lot of male
Not a
characters.
lot.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like it's
Macheo's dad.
five.
Yeah.
There's
And the priest.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
I think that's really it.
And they have speaking roles, but it really is just sort of advance the plot.
Yeah.
Like they're not
just-
really part of
Yeah, they just kind of show up, but really it's women
Mm-hmm.
and the children.
Right. It's, to your point about that, I think a woman director and writer of a film makes sure that there's the scene where after she gets him taken care of after eating the meat, make sure that there's a scene where she goes and checks the lady about serving him meat. Because
There was that scene, right?
yeah, there was that scene. Yeah, because I mean,
I'm trying to remember.
she goes there, and she's like just standing at the door, like, he was fine when I left. What happened?
Right.
And makes her tell her. And she's like, and I think she's like all in the frustration of it, so you don't get like a full catharsis. But that's what a mother does. Like, yo,
What did you do with my kid? Yeah.
what did you do? 'Cause everything was fine.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what I mean?
I told you to, and then you didn't do what I said.
Just-
Yeah, you want to do
yeah.
what you want to do. This is not your
So,
cat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Which is funny. Flash 2, she saw the mom, eat the cat. They like to feed the blood down to the baby. So when they showed that they were celebrating his birthday,
Oh no.
and there was a cat that had like a ribbon around his neck, I was like, oh, she got him a cat.
She got him a
I
cat.
thought she got him a cat.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the
They didn't have
scene.
any pets.
I know. But maybe she did get him a cat.
They didn't have any pets.
Maybe she.
She had such a streamlined life for him, like a routine,
Well,
Well, that's how you had to
talking
be.
about, and again, like one thing I admired about this character was how active she was. I got the sense she was always ready to go in
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Oh,
Like-
she had to get out of.
Like
yeah,
when he got
yeah,
out and
yeah.
she was packing the suitcase, I was like, oh, she's been waiting for this for 7 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like she knew I might have to.
I might have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, what was the movie we saw where that also played out? It was the Timothy Chalamet movie.
yeah.
Is that the one where they're ghouls? I didn't see that one.
No, they're
They're cannibals.
Bones and all.
Bones
Bones and all. Yeah.
I did not see that.
Bones and all.
I
Oh,
thought they were ghouls, but that's why I thought they were ghouls.
It's
They're cannibals.
really
it's
good.
it's
Is
real.
it?
It is
You'd like it.
It is really.
I like the
really
woman who
good.
plays opposite him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That actor.
Mhm.
Wasn't she in the second to The Shining? Mr. Sleep, Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
She was the one in Doctor Sleep.
I don't know. I
wasn't
didn't
she?
see Dr. Sleep.
With Ewan McGregor. I think she was a young woman in that.
She was in that, but we had
Like the
saw her.
kid.
We saw her in something else
I've
as
seen her in a couple of things, I think.
yeah.
She's right on the tip of my tongue.
Taylor Russell.
Taylor Russell.
Taylor
Taylor
Russell.
Like her.
She was in Lost in Space.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we shouted her out
Oh,
for.
Yeah.
And Escape Room,
Okay.
and as well as the sequel.
She was in Doctor Sleep too, though, right? Is that the same one?
Let me look up her acting credits. She was not in Doctor Sleep.
Oh, that was a different one then.
She was not in Doctor Sleep.
My bad, girl. My bad.
Unless you're confusing that with Dr. Bird's Advice for Sad Poets.
No.
Oh, then no.
That's
she
a
was
different
not.
movie.
She was
No,
not in
that's
Doctor
a-
Sleep.
That's a very different film.
It's a very
That's
different
what I'm
film. Very
thinking
different
of.
film. All right. So with all that being said, I think we all land on this, that this is indeed a black film.
Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend that people see Good
This-
Manners?
Yeah, I think if you like interesting international films,
Mm-hmm.
this is worth a watch just to be like, what do these people do over here? Like
Mhm.
there's just so much going on. There's so many things that they got away with that I'm
Yeah.
like, how did you even get this greenlit? Like it's just so many things that are there to unpack. Whether you like the film or not, I don't think you're going to be bored.
Mm.
No. I think
It's not a film where you're gonna be like, I know what happens. This is formulaic, and you may not like it, but it won't be because it bored you. It might just be because it confused you, or you were like, where are you going with this? But
yeah, I can see that. But to your point, it does almost feel like two movies. Just want to let you know.
Yeah.
It does almost feel like two movies, two complete movies. So it's got some length to it. So you may not be a little bored, but you may be like, okay. I need to go get some more popcorn.
Right.
You know. But
watch it in 2 sittings.
Exactly. But I would agree. I would recommend people see Good Manners. It was I like a good story that takes some of the aesthetics of horror and does something different with it.
Yeah.
And this definitively did. It's almost like a horror drama.
Yeah.
You know? And I really
horror social commentary.
But a lot of horror has social commentary.
You're right.
But like this could have been a telenova or
A telenovela, yeah.
There you go. But
You could have made it episodic. I'd have tuned in for that to be like, what's Werewolf Baby doing now? How's she gonna get through it?
Exactly.
How's she's gonna get through it now? He done ate his classmate. Now what?
Now what?
Now what? What are we gonna do?
Or now we gotta leave.
Now we gotta
Or
leave
Branch
again.
Life
and
each season.
it's a different town.
Yeah.
You're like, here we go.
Yeah.
Like How to Get Away with Murder, only with
Right. I'll make it 3 for 3. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and for a lot of different reasons, for everything that everyone has just said. I really could not predict where it was going,
right.
which is a great compliment. You know, I thought the use of the werewolf was really well done. I thought the social commentary was nice. I actually liked the community.
When they moved. Yeah.
So 3 for 3.
There you go.
Also, shout out to the animation sequence.
Yeah.
That was actually
cute.
unexpected.
And
Talk about unexpected.
Yeah.
And
they just switched to another medium for like a hot minute, and I was like, I'm okay with this. This is fine.
Again, there is a free-flowing nature to it, a breeziness almost that you just, sure.
You're
like,
right there
okay,
with
now
it.
we're
Right,
gonna do
like
that.
waited for wood
People
cutouts
listening
or
to this must be
puppets.
like, what? There's an animated sequence. There's a werewolf pregnancy. There's music
people
that
eating
happens.
cats.
People that eat cats.
It's queer.
There's a
What the
child.
heck?
Yeah.
What is going? This is all one movie? Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
It
All
is.
one
all
movie.
one movie.
All one movie. Good Manners.
good manners.
Check it out. It's available for watching right now. All right. Before we tell you what we're going to be reviewing next week as we close out Bootober, I want to thank our good friend Wi-Moto Nyoka. Thank you, Wi-Moto.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was fun on your vodcast.
This indeed was a great time. If people want to check out what's going on with Black Women Are Scary, which is available wherever podcasts are.
Yeah.
But if they want to find out, hey, what's Wi-Moto up to? Where can they go?
Yes. Okay. So I am on social media. Yeah. I am. Yeah. Sorry. Earlier, I don't know if we remember we were recording them. We were talking about how we kind of hated. But yes, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Spill, the Black-owned app. Haha. Yeah. At Dusky Projects. DUSKY Projects. And then also, once you go there, there's the link tree that has all the links to all the things, the newsletter, when we're going to do Black Women Are Scary Live again, and other like live events that I have. My Botanica, which is a little shop. That's my shop on Patreon that has also exclusive content. So check me out.
Very
Nice. Very cool. And if you're in the Philadelphia area tomorrow, I invite you to join Vincent, myself, as well as Stephanie Watts of the Be Real Black Cinema Club at Bryn Mawr Film Institute as the Be Real Me Show screening series concludes for 2025 with our screening of Death by Temptation. 7 p.m. tomorrow at Bryn Mawr Film Institute. Come for the movie, stay for the live podcast, and enjoy the free pretzels. There you go. The Michelle mission is You can find us online, MichauxMission.com. 2 men, 1 podcast. Every black film ever made. You can follow us wherever you find your social media, Facebook, Instagram. It doesn't matter. We're there at MichauxMission. We do have to get our Blue Sky and Spill accounts up, Vincent.
Oh, wow.
I will make that happen. All right? Okay, good. The MichauxMission.
Thumbs up.
I didn't see the thumbs up. You didn't
sorry.
say thumbs up. You showed thumbs up. I didn't
Thumbs
see-
up.
Thank you. The MichauxMission is also available wherever you find podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you find vodcasts on YouTube, where you can hit the bell, subscribe, and be notified of when we go live, when we put up our shorts, when we put up our edited versions. Please check us out there. The MichauxMission is also thankfully supported by each and every one of you who joins us on Patreon. Patreon.com at MichauxMission. Just $5 gets you exclusive content like the Binge Lounge, where we just broke down Medea's cinematic universe, like Serial Killers, where I will be breaking down the Captain Crunch universe, as well as we will be concluding our rundown of 1977's Saturday morning lineup. And there's also Len's Secret Movie Podcast, where me and my good friend Ariel Johnson are reviewing any film that we want to. And we reviewed, we've done They Live, and we did Magic Mike XXL. And then, in November, we've got a twofer coming for you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so check it out. It's all available on patreon.com at MichauxMission, which is a proud member of the Believe podcast network. Believe, BLEAV, every sport, every topic, everywhere. Like the MichauxMission, which streams live every Tuesday night right here from Young Chunk, Philadelphia's premier video podcast palace. If you want to bring your podcast or your vodcast or whatever you have cast to all these beautiful cameras and settings, go to youngjunk.com and make it so. All right?
All right.
Next week, here on the MichauxMission, we close out Bootober with Vincent's selection. Oh boy. Academy Award winning Octavia Spencer.
Yes.
In the role that she was made to play. She is Ma.
You're doing that one.
We are.
Okay.
And next week, here on the MichauxMission. Until then, he's Vincent, that's Wi-Moto, and I'm Len. And in parting, we say,
We'll see you when it's time to meet again.